Dear listener, ClockTower is intended for mature audiences and might be inappropriate or possibly triggering to some. Many of the themes and events in ClockTower are inspired by weird fiction as well as similar concepts, which means the show can get dark.
If that isn't something you enjoy, please listen at your own discretion. We here at the ClockTower care about you, so please put your mental health first. Our show will be here when you're ready.
Welcome to another episode of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. For those of you familiar with 5th edition, keep in mind that all of our players are playing a custom class called the ClockTower Agent. We also play with a lot of house rules in our games that we as a group collectively enjoy. We explain these rules as they come up, so if you're just joining us, you may need to listen back to previous episodes just to clear up any confusion. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and welcome to the ClockTower. All of the agents currently sit in the ClockTower, having finished yet another mission. But as the still air circulates around the ClockTower, this one feels different. For once, most of your questions have been answered. Everything you needed to know about Fife, to the best of her ability, she seemed to tell you. But now, like so many worlds before, Lawrence, Ron, Lily, Wagon Wheel, your friends in a city that was long past its time are all gone. And you're left with just the four of you.
Rock would probably look around the group and say, well, there's not much we can get done sitting around here. I know it's usually has a bad connotation when I say it, but it seems like the next best thing to do is to find another world and get more information.
I'm glad I'm here with all you. Looking back on some things we've seen recently, and I'm glad I have everyone here watching my back.
Me too, Sam.
Likewise.
Reagan holds back a tear.
Rock would then kind of just look around the room and go, all right, you sad, sappy sacks, let's go get some work done. You mind if I go touch the clock face? I'm trying to ask now before I do it. Just kind of wanting an open communication circle.
Please do.
Oh yeah, thanks, Rock.
You're welcome. And Rock would go up, touch the clock face, walk back down, trip a little, gain their stature.
Reagan walks up next to Rock, pats him on the shoulder, and walks through.
I thought I wasn't supposed to do that.
So Reagan steps through the mirror.
What's in the mirror? Like, what is even...
As you look through it, it looks like a dark night sky with a lot of white everywhere, covering the ground and blowing past the mirror's face. Something in your mind tells you that it's snow.
Okay. Snow. Yeah, snow. I know what that is. Anybody else want to go in front of me? Am I good?
Go on, Rock. You're good.
All right. I want to try to make this more fun. And they would jump through the mirror.
Cool. Excellent.
Peering through the mirror and seeing how blustery it looks, Sam is going to look at Jaeger and go, so, I really hope our outfits change, but just in case, do you want to, look for something that we can put on? It looks really cold.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. And Jaeger's gonna walk over to the wardrobe.
Okay.
And as he gets closer, he will, question, is the wardrobe still pushed out of the way of the door?
The wardrobe currently stands, pushed away from the door, and the door hangs open, still leading into that dark, terrible place.
Jaeger's gonna sort of stare at it for a moment, and then shake his head and walk toward the wardrobe and open it up.
As you open the wardrobe, you realize that this is kind of the first time you've done so, and you look in the wardrobe to the left and into the wardrobe to the right, and as you look to the left and the right, you see that the wardrobe's pole doesn't actually go into the sides of the wardrobe because there are no sides of the wardrobe on the inside. It just seems to go forever one way and forever the other direction. And in front of you are 4 outfits that you don't recognize at all. And to the left of them, you find your outfits from Fife's world.
Sam walks up. Wow, that's trippy. What do you think these are?
I think that's our current uniform.
Well, no time like the present, if there is one in here. Do you mind turning? I'll just go to the other side of the room.
It's fine then. And I walk around the other side of the wardrobe.
Okay.
So the door is like covering me seeing anything into the room.
Sam would like to change into the outfit that's hung up, if there's a size for them.
Yes, you can. And Sam and Jaeger both change in the clock tower before eventually starting the mission. And Reagan, when you look to your left and see Sam, Cal, what is Sam wearing in a late 80s, early 90s kind of setting?
Sam is wearing a black and white leather jacket with sort of patches, and it's a bit rough around the edges. It looks like it might have had spikes on it at one point, but those were taken off. And that's zipped up fully. On their head, they have a gray beanie. It's kind of pulled down around their poofy hair. And they're wearing a checkered skirt with red stockings underneath. And looks like boots.
And you look to your right and you see Rock. What's Rock wearing?
Rock is wearing a red, yellow, and black baseball cap that then leads down to a dangly earring that, for visual aid, is a red gemstone down to a matching the hat, red, yellow, and black Letterman jacket, which on the back has a symbol of a giant boulder with angry eyes going fast down a hill with the text above, the Rolling Rocks, down into blue jeans and black and white Converse.
Eugene's rolled up at the cuffs, right?
Of course.
Okay. Jaeger, what about you?
Jaeger looks a bit less colorful than the others, as he's normally wont to do. He's wearing what looks to be a tan turtleneck sweater that goes all the way up to the very edge of his chin. He's wearing what looks to be a nice set of slacks, but almost not really tucked in, but sort of leading into boots. And he what looks like a series of earrings going through his ears. It looks like maybe 4 of them in each ear, all in the same silver as his weapon.
Nice. And Reagan, what's your outfit look like?
Reagan is wearing a suede leather jacket with green seams shown on the outside, fur on the inside to keep him nice and toasty.
Nice.
He's wearing his signature green gloves, and to match, he has a suede baseball cap that has flaps on the ears.
Oh my god.
Adorable.
That's so good. You guys are all so done up for winter. Which is appropriate, because it is. As you look around, you see that the snow is coming down very hard, and you seem to be up on some sort of raised, maybe a cliffside where there might be a switchback going down to what looks like the rest of a brilliant city, because it looks like stars laid out below from the hill, but you can tell that it's the lights of the city shining through a very snowy, dark night. And you hear muffled noise, a lot of noise. It sounds almost like screaming, which immediately makes all of your hearts jump a little bit, but then you realize the screaming doesn't sound panicked, it sounds excited. And as you look over to the right, you see that there is some sort of old warehouse, that the doors are cracked slightly. There seems to be one person standing in front of the doors, and you can see what looks like smoke coming out of the front door of that building, and a ton of lights that pass through the upper windows that are near the ceiling.
Rock audibly says, "This is so rad." Why did I say that?
I'm freezing. Why did I pick this?
You do not look warm at all, Sam. If I wasn't wearing just a tank top underneath this, Rock will feel on their chest to make sure that's actually what they're wearing. I'd give you my jacket, but I would then also be cold and nothing would be solved.
Let's head inside.
Hey, at least you all have jackets. And Jaeger will just shove his hands into his pockets and just begin walking.
You guys walk up to the building.
Mm-hmm.
There's a man with a white shirt his hair slicked back, and a black leather jacket out front of the door with these big sunglasses on, who looks at all of you guys and goes, "Can I help you?"
What is our ClockTower ability? Let us know about the area.
Roll a history check with advantage.
And we all did.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 16.
8.
Oh, mine's 15. Sorry.
Awesome. So 15, 16.
8.
11.
You guys did not roll very well on this history check.
Sam was a bit distracted.
You know that the city's name is Crowwall, and you know that the city is a very popular place to go for a lot of entertainment, as well as it is a major like tourist hub just for some of the surrounding forest area, as well. It's got like a lot of good mountain hiking trails, and it's just generally a really pretty town. However, right now it is fucking snowing and very, very like midwinter. And as you realize you're in front of what you assume is some kind of concert in an old warehouse, because that's what it kind of feels like. But other than that, you don't have very much information going on right now.
Look, man, it's cold as shit. My jacket fell in the snow. Can we get it?
Do you have tickets?
I reach in my pocket.
Roll. Just a straight roll.
12.
12? You reach in your pocket and you find like a small piece of paper that is vaguely rectangular shaped. Do you pull it out?
Yeah.
Looks like $100 bill.
Just let us in. And I hand it to him. Well, I
Roll
hold
persuasion
it,
with
I
advantage.
hold it out to him. I don't hand it to him.
Right.
I hold it out to him.
You hold up the $100 bill and say, "Let us in." Roll persuasion with advantage.
Unnatural 20.
He looks at the four of you, and he like kind of stops on Rock for a second, and then goes, "Yeah, sure." And then grabs the $100 bill and then holds the door open for all four of you and goes, "Come on, go."
After you, chilly boy.
Sam kind of hurries in behind Reagan's heels.
And it seems like you guys are getting into the building as you're like trying to literally push through the crowds that are almost up against the door already, thus maybe seeing why the guy was a little hesitant to let you just go in, because it looks pretty fucking packed. And you can kind of see the stage between people's shoulders and above their heads. And it looks like there are already 3 guys on stage, one behind a set of drums, one looks like he's strumming a couple notes on a bass, just like trying to get everything ready. And the dude on the far right looks like he's got a guitar, and there is a spot set up for somebody to come be the lead singer. And as you look at all of them, they all seem like they're wearing sort of different colored like patchwork jackets and things like that, and pants that look like they would have to be like sewn onto them. They're so tight, with several patches going down. And the drums say the Crowwall Ravens. And as one guy finally comes out, he's got like snow white hair over half of his face and like eyeliner that looks like it's just like slightly running down, almost like tear marks. As he like grabs the mic with a bunch of feedback as he goes, "What is up, Crowwall?" And the entire crowd just fucking explodes like, "Woo!" And as you guys are like looking around, you hear the band begin to play, and as the lead guitarist starts strumming some chords away and the bass line joins in and the drums happen as it just is going on, the singer grabs the main microphone and leans in as he goes, and the entire crowd is singing along with it, and everybody is freaking out, and you guys have no idea why you're fucking here. What are you doing?
Rock, looking around at his teammates and getting that very repressed "I can have fun" button being pressed repeatedly, starts to have the shaky eyes looking back and forth, and Jaeger specifically can just see Rock losing their inhibitions, and Rock just yells, "Fuck it!" and starts screaming the song, pushes through everybody. I'm assuming there's a mosh pit.
There definitely is in front of the
Rock
band.
just rushes towards the middle and just starts throwing bows, just mosh pitting.
Can you roll a strength? You're such a big target that people are just bouncing you around.
You see Rock just smiling, just getting the shit beaten out of them, but still yelling, 99 angry crowds.
I want to know how many hit points he's lost.
I've been in a mosh pit. I'm gonna roll this.
Yeah.
5. Oh. You getting beat up, my guy?
Having a great time.
How common is magic in this world?
From what you know, it's not.
Great.
Are there people with glow sticks?
Yeah.
I really want to make dancing light cantrip and just have glow sticks. Although they don't look like glow sticks, so I probably won't.
You totally can if you would like to.
Sam is sort of not clinging to Reagan, but definitely staying close to them, with all the people kind of pushing and shoving and moving around quickly.
What is Reagan doing?
Reagan has quickly taken off his large coat because it's hot and sweaty in here, probably.
It really is, yeah.
And is shuffling to a corner or some quieter space.
All right.
That's it.
What about you, Jaeger? It looks like Sam and Reagan are making their way to like a quiet corner of this venue, while Rock is just in a mosh pit going for it.
Jaeger's standing there, looks and watches as Reagan and Sam walk off, and then looks back over at Rock, and then goes, "You know what? Fuck it," and pulls off the turtleneck, under which he seems to be wearing what looks like a military-style like combat vest in full black with patches on it. Wraps the turtleneck around his waist, and sprints over to the mosh pit to go dive in and help out Rock.
Excellent.
99 angry crows.
And as you guys just mosh to the music and you guys kind of watch the whole event happen, it kind of continues like that for a little bit of time where you guys are just enjoying this concert. The lead singer stands up after the song comes to an end and the mosh pit kind of calms down and the entire crowd is exploding as he like holds up his hand and he goes, Thank you, Crowwall, for letting us play for you tonight on the eve of Cloak's Embrace. It is a great holiday. We're so happy that we could be here. And then all of a sudden, the wall behind him explodes down, like the stones crumble down, and he like almost hits the deck and like looks behind him. The drummer guy actually gets hit by a couple of the rocks and falls down onto his drums that scatter out across the stage. And like all of them kind of back up as the entire crowd is like shocked, and you hear murmurs throughout the entire thing as people are not sure if this is part of the show, because like you assume maybe these guys have done some crazy things before. But as it continues, you see that a hand comes over the stone, and it looks like it's made out of just bone, as suddenly 1, 2, 4, 7 skeletons start crawling on the ruined stone into the venue. And then as smoke sort of ushers in over their arrival, another skeleton climbs up atop the rocks and looks down at the main singer as it starts wandering towards him with an evil glare. And it gets to him as the lead singer stands there stunned, completely unsure, and you can even hear him kind of go, and he like looks at one skeleton to his left as they kind of are overtaking the entire, like they're spreading out throughout the stage, and this skeleton that walks up to him punches him in the face, and he falls over, and the skeleton like grabs the collar of his jacket as he falls down and pulls it off of the guy, puts it on, and then grabs the mic and goes, "You are all now under the dominion of Skeleton King!" As the entire crowd is like, what the fuck? And one of the skeletons picks up a guitar and strums it as everyone's like, okay! Like the entire crowd starts, like they still think this is all part of the show. And so they start to go along with it even as the main singer is knocked out and the one guy on the drums is dragged off stage by 2 of the skeletons, and one of the like dude on the bass backs away, and eventually the only people left on stage with the instruments are the skeletons.
As soon as he hears that voice, it's like Rock's eyes just go dark, and you just, from the entire building, you just hear Rock yell, "You son of a bitch!" And he charges at him.
Okay.
Rock yells to the heavens, and Jaeger, you can see this and hear it because you're right next to him. But Reagan and Sam, you guys can't really because the crowd is so loud because of how wild what's just happened is. And they don't know how they're doing any of this because those skeletons look hella real. And Rock yells, "You son of a bitch," and goes to run towards the stage. And somebody shoulders into Rock as you just roll a dex save.
Oh, its area effect is evasion.
Dex saves do count for
evasion.
You still have to roll. 8. So you'll take half damage from this. 3 damage. However, you immediately try to rush the stage and you're just caught up in the mosh pit again. And every time you're trying to get up, goddamn, you has smashed into the mosh pit again.
Can I ask this? Are they playing well? Does the song
The skeletons are playing pretty fucking well, yeah.
I will say, Rock is still very angry and bloodlusting, but also they're still kind of dancing in the mosh pit, and they're angry that they're dancing in the mosh pit. They're like, "You son of a bitch, I'm gonna kill you. Why are you talented?
And you see one of the skeletons pull out a trumpet and start just and you realize that you've heard this fucking song before.
Rock, in his anger, is now just throwing full punches in the mosh pit, trying to deal.
You're just elevating the level of aggression in the mosh pit.
With just his angry thoughts, he's throwing actual blows now.
On hearing the trumpet, Sam's eyes go wide, and they look to Reagan. Not again.
Question, how big is this warehouse?
I mean, it's a warehouse, so it's definitely not small.
Cool. Does it have an upstairs?
It might. You're not exactly sure, but probably. If you could find, there's a couple doors along the different walls.
Okay, but it doesn't have a set of stairs that just go up into a platform thing.
No.
Okay.
It's just got pretty standard roof to walls to down.
Question. Jaeger's down at the mosh pit with Rock. Jaeger's going to essentially try to dodge his way through the crowd to get over to Rock's side and get them up off the ground, and then start pushing Rock off to the far left stage.
Mm-hmm.
That way he can see if we can work our way around the side of the stage itself through the crowd, and then come in through the backstage.
Roll a dex save. And Rock, can you roll an attack roll, please?
Yes.
I also want to try to get backstage, but from the outskirts of the...
I am going to say, if it is cluttered and Rock can't see that you're picking them up, they are going to swing at you.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Fuck, I'm rolling like shit today. 10.
Does 10 hit your AC?
No.
Okay.
But I roll a 9.
And your dex save makes it so you can... What'd you get for the...
9.
9? Oh. In that case, you try to make it to Rock, and you touch Rock. Rock tries to swing at you, and you manage to pull back from Rock, oh god, and then somebody else just knocks into you, and you and Rock are separated again. Reagan, Sam, you guys are making your way to try and sneak backstage?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure, based on how the stage is set up, that you could probably either go out the front and go back to where the skeletons came in, or you could try and make your way and climb up the side of the stage where it looks like there are stairs that go up to the side of the stage. It looks like the stage was built into just a straight warehouse, so there's not
a backstage area.
A backstage area. Well, there's curtains that cut off part of the wings that you might be able to the stage doesn't take up the entire warehouse space, so that it looks like they've set up an area where you could stage equipment and house speakers and stuff like that. But so there is an off stage to the left and to the right, but there's not a way to sneak up from the front of the warehouse to that side of the stage.
Okay. Sam, do you want to go back through the front and see if we can get behind them?
Sure. Whatever you want to do. I'll follow you.
Cool. I exit the building.
Okay.
Sam follows.
Are you guys gonna run around the outside? The dude in the leather jacket's see ya. And as you guys go around the back, you see that next to a bunch of rubble, there are some sort of weird, almost medieval, catapult-esque construction things that looks like they've broken the walls with. And there's a couple skeletons on them trying to unbury those a little bit. And there's one clear path that leads up that looks like the way that the Skeleton King took up there. But as it's going up, there's one skeleton in the way that is talking to 3 other skeletons, and it's got a clipboard and it's writing things down as it's like nodding at them and then writing something else down.
I love stage manager skeleton.
And that's what you see currently. They're kind of blocking the best path forward. Those 4 skeletons, not the ones trying to unbury the catapult.
All of my spells don't
Don't
affect
Undead.
Me? I'll cast suggestion on them. No. Well, I don't know what you want us to do, but if we're just gonna be a fight, I'm with you.
As you and Sam are trying to figure out what the best course of action is to go forward, the skeleton with the clipboard raises its pen and points at the 3 skeletons, and all 3 of them in tandem go, "Skeleton King!" And he nods his head and like ushers them to go in, like go, 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 go. And as those 3 skeletons go in, he turns over to the ones that are like unburying the catapult and goes,
All of you, how much longer? We are on a deadline.
Deadline.
one of the other skeletons like looks back and goes like, and it just like shrugs its shoulders and raises its hands in the air like, I don't know, but it like, rather than speaking back, it just has like a bunch of like clickety clackety bone sounds.
Do we have something we can carry so we can go up to the stage manager skeleton and go, we need to get into the wings. We're running this to X.
I am supposed to have an instrument.
Reagan is supposed to have an instrument, yeah.
Yeah.
You are also not a skeleton.
Doesn't matter.
Question, what are the instruments on stage currently?
2 guitars, a bass, and drums.
And a horn.
Reagan walks in with that keytar.
Yeah!
It is distinctly 80s.
Uh-huh.
All right, if you have a keytar, I will be your manager and try and
Your roadie.
Yeah.
and try and talk to the skeleton for you.
I think they might be missing something in their sound. And I pull down my keytar and start to play it a little.
All right, I've got this. Sam would like to not pull you with them, but kind of usher you behind them. Excuse me.
Who are you?
Do you not get the memo? We're supposed to be on in like 5. We have a schedule.
They look very concerned and slightly offended as they look at their clipboard, flip through 3 pieces of paper, and they go,
I would have been informed. I'm the note-taker skeleton.
Well, obviously, your boss didn't inform you about the keytar. You're supposed to level in with the harmony? I just saw you send them in.
roll a persuasion check.
I play the Skeleton King notes on my keytar.
Roll performance. If you pass this performance check, you get advantage.
Can I assist the performance? Because I have proficiency in performance.
Yeah.
You have advantage.
Roll again.
Nat 20!
Let's go!
You play the sickest Skeleton King riff on your fucking keytar.
Persuasion or deception? I asked because I'm proficient in deception.
Deception, yeah, you do be lying. At least about the fact that the keytar is supposed to be on, but not that Reagan can't play it, because that's fact, apparently.
That has been proven.
Yeah.
That'll be a 19 deception.
They got an 18. They seem very hesitant, and then they go,
If you're lying, I might get replaced with a better note-taker skeleton, but if you're telling the truth, I will definitely get replaced with a better note-taker skeleton. So go! Go!
All right, thank you. What's your name?
I'm the note-taker skeleton.
All right, noted.
I shuffle up the pathway.
I hurry along with them. I can't believe that worked.
Also, as you guys are like getting onto the backstage where you can see the back of Skeleton King and his skeleton band, you realize that they're playing like the Skeleton King song, but he's not really singing. He's kind of just going like,
Yes! I like what you're doing! Keep doing that! Everyone praise skeleton! Yes, hands in the air!
Wait, is Skeleton King his own hype man?
Yes.
God damn it.
I tell Sam before it gets too loud, make sure you're looking out for anything from the clock tower.
Will do. I mean, last time it was a staff, right? I'm sure that it can't be that hard to find.
and as you guys like fan out, are you going on stage with the keytar or are you just fanning out to the backstage?
I'm going on stage with the
We'll
keytar.
send it. We'll send it.
All right. You
Behind all of the skeletons, but playing along.
and you as you like go up and start playing along, the crowd just like explodes and even more, like, because it's another thing happening on stage and they're just eating all of it up as he goes,
Yes! Yes! Live the performance of your life! But me, Skeleton King!
And you see the 3 skeletons behind him go,
Skeleton King.
as he goes,
Yeah!
and he turns around and looks and sees you and goes,
You!
I play a really sick riff. Distract him.
you play a sick riff, and it doesn't seem to distract him, but the guitar skeleton, like, looks at you and tilts its head down so it's glaring at you and plays an even sicker riff.
Great. Guitar battle with a skeleton. Let's
Battle
go.
of the bands.
Roll a performance check.
I assist.
You assist. That's a 21.
Well, that beats a 15. You play the guitar, and you play the Skeleton King song better than the guitar skeleton, and Skeleton King looks and goes,
You might have tried to kill me last time, but you're fired!
and the skeleton with the guitar, like, nods its head, sets the guitar on the ground, and then falls apart.
I kick his bones to the side and take
Dude,
his
somebody
place.
catches his head in the crowd, and they fucking go insane. They're just exploding. As he looks, he goes,
Yeah! Yeah! Skeleton King!
and he holds up like fucking rock hands as just freaking out.
I look at Sam and see if he noticed anything.
Sam is very caught up in the performance.
Oh, also, Sam, you see backstage, all of the main band is tied up.
I should probably do something about that.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Sam looking at them, muttering under their breath. I should probably do something about that.
And continues to try and find his spell.
Yeah, just like, looking through a book. Just.
Seeing the rest of the bandmates tied up, Sam is going to flick their eyes to Reagan, summon up 4 dancing lights to circle around them and like bob to the motion, and then go untie the other band members.
You start, like, the lights start circling around you, and the crowd starts going, like, wild for you playing guitar, as Skeleton King kind of looks at you and looks at the crowd, looks at you, looks at the crowd, and, like, feels like he's getting shown up, and he goes,
No, it's me, Skeleton! I cast Fist!
and he goes to punch you. You got a natural 20.
Uncanny dodge.
you just, Uncanny Dodge is, yeah, it's a reaction. You can cut the damage in half.
Yeah.
And Skeleton King's strength is 1, so,
okay.
he does 2 damage to you. So with Uncanny Dodge, you reduce that to 1 damage.
Great.
He certainly took a swing at you.
Yeah.
He hit you.
Yeah.
It's not a very strong
it
punch.
just wasn't.
And like, the other skeletons stop playing for a second, and you stop playing because you got punched. And then, like, the crowd's like, and he, like, looks at the crowd and looks at you, and then realizes that, like, if he fights you, the show will die.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, and you see, like, the lights in his eyes narrow at you.
As that happens, I play a riff.
I will also say, if there's any lull, if like the music stops playing, Rock would probably get up and in just a bloodlust rage just yell at the top of their lungs,
You boating, bragging bastard! I'll fucking kill you!
That rains out. He sees you. He goes,
Oh no!
and turns.
Reagan, play your song!
I start playing.
You do, and Skeleton King goes,
Don't be stupid! Play! Back him up! Come on!
as he like sees Rock making his way through the crowd.
I'm following right behind Rock in their wake, so I can like.
Skeleton King like
through,
takes a step behind Reagan and pushes Reagan forward, like
Yes! Look at how great he is!
as the crowd starts like freaking out again. You two roll dexterity saves.
Question: did I notice anything about his hand? Is he wearing rings at all?
He's not wearing. He had to steal this other guy's jacket to even be wearing clothes.
Okay.
He doesn't have a crown either.
Oh.
15.
9.
Jaeger is making his way through the crowd still, but it's hard, and you're almost to the front of the stage. You are like swept back as you're like.
He was behind me!
I was using you.
He was using me as a fucking tool.
Yeah.
How did I get swept back if he's behind me?
Someone else elbowed you, and I got past them.
Okay.
They grabbed you.
Cool.
He moves around you and goes forward as you are getting pushed to the back as he is getting pushed to the forward. As the crowd is going crazy, and Reagan, you are playing your own song, and rather than hyping himself up this time, Skeleton King is hyping you up, and then when you finish the song, he kind of like looks at the other skeletons, who, like, no longer have anything to play, and he looks at you and, like, sees Sam over in the wings and, like, sees that the crowd has died down, right? And sees that Rock is making their angry way towards him, and that Jaeger is already, like, climbing up on stage as he goes,
It's time for me to skeleton flee!
and fucking turns around and starts running.
I deck him with my keytar.
Oh, fuck. Roll.
16. Oh, I guess 11, because it's my keytar and not my sword.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
You want a clock tower dice to that?
Oh, 12. And our clock tower dice is a d6?
Yeah,
currently?
we leveled.
Also, an episodic reminder that you have lucky.
You're right, I do. It's too late now, though. Yeah, 15.
You hit.
Heck yeah. I don't know how much this does, how much damage this does. But I am just trying to get him to, like, stop.
Yeah, well, it's a keytar, so I'm going to say it's like a blunt instrument, so just do, like, 1d8 plus strength, because it's not your clock tower weapon.
Yeah. 6.
You hit him with the keytar, and his skull cracks, and it knocks him to the ground, and he, like, falls into a pile that reforms, but just barely, and the lights in his eyes look so dim that you think he has, like, 1 hit point left. As he goes,
You have heard the Skeleton King!
Hey, Ellie again. Thanks for listening. As always, I'd like to thank our producer, Who's, at who's.music, and our editor, Cal, for making the episodes what they are. I would also like to thank our sponsor, Alpha Lupine Images, for donating the equipment to help us make more content with better quality. Thank you to Darbii, Cal, Parker, and Trent for their great performances. And thank you again for listening. We're released on a bi-weekly basis, so episode 41 will be out on Friday, February 18th. Until then, time's ticking. See you in the clock tower.